All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
Welcome to another Friday night with Ship It Nation. Round 3 showdown, Bay Hill. I'm very happy to be talking some golf on Friday evening. It is 5:15 Eastern time. I know the cut is not set in stone just yet, but we have a good idea of where we are looking at. Obviously things may change. So if I'm talking about some guys on the cut line, if I like them and they're not on the cut line, that means I don't like them because they're not going to be playing tomorrow, and you can't play them. So if you do, I'm sorry, but just don't play the guys who are around the cut line without checking if they made the cut first or not, because got some stuff going on. Had to get the show done a little bit early tonight. So we're back. Let's talk about round 2. Who did what, how it went down. I'll bring up my screen right now. We see Akshay still on the golf course, Sahith, Daniel Berger again, Rory, all rounds with 4 under or better. And this is a really unique kind of round 2 scoring. Like usually with every single round, there's just like one set in stone way that people do it. It's like, all right, driving accuracy prevailed today. All right, bombers prevailed today. All right, X prevailed today. This week was like, it was so weird. It was like, there's no distance bias. There was no accuracy bias. Guys did it in multiple ways. And the only constant was just like stern ball striking. Like you had to hit the ball well and then either pop in one of the 2 short game categories, whether that's putting or around the green. So that kind of checks out with Bay Hill. Like you have to just be a stern, solid ball striker, no matter how you're doing. Obviously long and straight will work anywhere, but this is a week where you're able to do it in multiple ways. And I kind of talked about that on the Monday first look show. Like there's multiple styles where guys have won this event, and that's kind of prevailing right now. And even with the rounds of the day, like there's no set in stone way that guys are getting it done, which I guess makes showdown more difficult for the next few days. Like there's not one set in stone thing that I want to lay into. I like when that's the case because I just go all my eggs in that basket. And if it works, usually I have a high end finish. I'm all about having a tight core and just like going into one like massive bullet. All right, Scotty's putting for eagle. Announce it for me, Sam. Is it close? Scotty's putting for eagle. This is important stuff. Roll in. Real close. Right. All right. Scotty to 4 under. I'm sweating Scotty. You guys know I'm sweating Scotty. I think a big round's coming from Scotty tomorrow, by the way. Big rounds coming from Scotty. He gets to 4 under. He's played horrendously today, and he's 2 under on the day with now 2 holes to go. Hopefully we get some more love for Scotty, but I'll get into him a little bit later. Back to the key stats, just like nothing set in stone. And like I said, I like to dive into one real stat to really just like give myself an edge. And if that stat pans out, bang, we're cashing, or bang, we're not cashing at all. I like to be all the way in or all the way out. I don't like those min cashes. At least that's what I'm not good at those. I'm not good at a more balanced type build. I like to be very low owned, tried and true, go for it all mentality. So we will get to the wave split. We'll get to the wind and weather for tomorrow. So let's bring that up. Update the page a little bit. Looking like the cut is 100% 2. So I trust Data Golf 100% 2. Hole by hole course stats. Round 2 wave split. So there was not really any wave split today. The morning played a tad easier. And honestly, I am messed up there we go. The morning played a tad easier, but it was nothing like true to really make it a split. I thought it would play easier than it did, but tomorrow I think it could be different because when I bring up the weather, I see a world where they could move these tee times up. Like we have thunderstorms coming in at 1 p.m. and then 4 p.m. I would see a potential world where they move the tee. They started at 7:40 today. They start at 7:15, 7:20 tomorrow with less guys in the field. They'll easily be able to finish in time if they go off it ahead of time. So I think no matter what, earlier is better. But if they move the tee times up, that just like amplifies it even more. So earlier is better no matter what for tomorrow. So what we're looking for tomorrow, stat-wise, is just, why do I keep doing that? Is just solid ball striking. just tried and true, solid ball striking, and finding that those guys who can mix in the short game, finding those guys who have a little bit of short game, like even short game with the ability to pop from good ball striking. So I think that is the solid way to do it. Let me try to fix my screen real quick. Why is that happening? There we go. Much better. All right, let's go to the DraftKings, bring up the contest. Always talk some contest selection as we go. So Saturday, March 7th. What a day March 7th will be. It's one of my favorite days of the year, truly. Let's zoom in a little bit. What do we got here? I haven't looked at any of the context yet. Was this a $3.20 max? $10.20 max. Okay. This is I don't really usually see this one unless I'm totally missing it. 2K up top and then 10th place 60. I don't think this is the greatest payout structure in the world, but only 352 people in there and you're getting 20 lineups to possibly win 2K. So what this is interesting now. I'm kind of intrigued by this one. So 352 divided by 20. If you max enter that if you max enter that and everyone max enters that, that means you only have to beat 18 people. I don't think this is the worst contest based on just like pure size alone. And not everyone's going to max enter it. So if you max enter that, I think that is a real potential edge. Oh, that's a weekend. That's why. That's weekend. Sorry. Here we go. Either way, that's a really good contest, in my opinion. That's why I haven't seen it. Here we go. A $10 18 max. The $55 was a great contest yesterday, and I think it's another great contest today. The $55 12 max. Does anyone play weekend contests, like just weekend alone? Because I really like that payout structure. $55 again, obviously $10. Which we talked about the $12 yesterday. We have the 3K $12. We'll see if we'll get a 6K $12. Most likely not. But this payout structure is not the best. I think it was better in the 6K. And what else do I want to touch on? I'm not going to touch on the satellites. The $20 5 max. How's this payout structure? 500 up top. 10th gets 75 and only 176 contests. If you do 176 divided by 5, that means you only have to beat 35.2 people if they all max enter. Not everyone will max entering. So if you want to put in $100, you'll have an edge for sure in terms of overlay. So I do like these contests. Before we get into the players with the glaring weaknesses, I want to show you some tools, some stuff, and I need you guys to use the code because, like I said, I don't know how much longer it's going to be there. But if you use this code, you get this stone. The stone is a great tool to look and see whether it's pivots, sleepers, true approach delta, so many different tools on the stone that you can only get with us at shipitnation.com. As well, you get the projections. The projections will be up in the next 3 hours, I would say, because I'm doing the show early. And as always, join the nation. You can get a ton of great stuff, including the slate plan, which I will show after this. All access. You get every single sport plus the optimizer. If you just want the golf, hit single sport PGA and get any of these 3. I would suggest this middle one right here. The best price, in my opinion. You get PGA plus the optimizer. You get boots on the ground. You get the slate plans. I'll always be honest with the slate plans. We've had great ones. We've had some bad ones. Yes, today was not the best slate plan. Not that anyone scored like crazy anyway, but we've had better slate plans than we've had today. So hopefully we could bounce back tomorrow. This will be up in the next hour or so. So you use this, you use the projections, you use the stone, you go right here to SaberSim, and then you check the stone, all those tools, projections, and the slate plan are to build a player pool. And once you have your player pool, you go get your slate, you hit bang, hit your slate, and then you go up in here, pick your slate, pick your guys, and you build. So that's that. That's what I'm looking for in terms of contest selection, in terms of content on the site coming soon. For now, we will look at some tournament stats, see who's doing what, how they did it, and who can improve in tomorrow and in the weekend. Let me know if Scotty does anything cool over there, Sam. I obviously need to have the Scotty Scheffler update while I'm I got like a wall blocking. Off the back on 17 in the deep rough. First cut. All right, we need to know what Scotty's going on. And I mean, don't feel free to drop a comment. Let me know if this is easy up and down, because this is big time stuff right now. Sweating with Scotty Scheffler, 3-1 ticket. I'm just kidding. No, I'm actually not kidding. I'm sweating it. That's what we're here for. We're here to sweat together, a little cut sweat action. But there's not really a cut sweat. It's just that +2. I guess I can look at the cut sweat before I get into it. Who's on the cut line? I believe it's Shane Lowry. Let's see. All right. Total. Who is on this cut line of -2? This is just I feel like I'm looking at the wrong thing right now. Oh, +2. I'm so dumb. All right, this cut line is locked in at +2. It says there's no one at 3 over. Shane Lowry is waiting. Moment of truth for Shane Lowry on 18 right now. As you guys know, 18 not an easy hole. Let me know what Shane does in on this 18th hole, because I know he was a interesting bullet this week, and I guess everyone else is kind of not really in target with the cut line. All right, so let's get into the glaring weaknesses. See who did what. See who can improve tomorrow. So Daniel Berger leads the way, gaining. These are all multiplied by 2, because the way Data Golf sorts it out is one round aggregate. So gaining 2 strokes off the tee, gaining 5 strokes on approach, like 5.2 strokes on approach, another 4.5 strokes putting. That is one of the most elite 2-round stat lines that maybe ever. And it checks out. He's got a 5-stroke lead on Akshay Bhatia and a 6-stroke lead on the rest of the field. Do I expect Daniel Berger to go out and shoot another round of 4 under? No, we know what he's done, like, I guess, under the pressure in his career, but I wouldn't expect him to just necessarily shoot 4 over. So I would say Daniel Berger is just a stay away guy for me. Unless he's super, super low owned, which he could be, then I could get to some Berger. Ludwig's really interesting. He's gaining about 3 strokes on approach, just getting a half a stroke off the tee, and gaining 2.6 strokes putting. That's a really, really good stat line for Ludwig, because we know his best skill set is the driver, and he hasn't even driven it that well so far. If he could find the driver, give himself even more looks, he can have another round of 3. A 3 under round will go so far tomorrow in the conditions. So if Ludwig just drives it a tad better, he should have 3 under at the minimum. Colin on 17 right now, he might be done, but Colin is 1 under on the day with another, like, kind of similar stat line to Ludwig. Like, he's not driving it that well at all, and he's probably driving it accurate, but that's really it. Let's look at these player types. Colin should have an A next to it. Yeah, he's driving it accurate, not long. So I wouldn't necessarily think Colin's going to just pop. Let's find guys down here who actually have some weaknesses that we can potentially pop in onto. Cameron Young, he's gaining nearly 7 strokes off the tee in 2 rounds. That is comedy stuff from Cameron Young. And I expect nothing less, because Cameron Young probably is winning 4 majors this year. So he's gaining 7 off the tee, another stroke on approach, losing 1 around the green, gaining half a stroke on the short game. This is a perfect profile I'm looking for tomorrow. So what I said earlier, solid ball striking, good ball striking, average around the green. If one of those around the greens pop and pairs with that solid ball striking, bang, you're getting that elite stuff from Cameron Young. So I really do like that Cameron Young profile for tomorrow. Now, this is a profile that I think a lot of people will want to go to. Siwoo Kim gaining 2 strokes off the tee, gaining another 7 strokes on approach, and he's losing 6 strokes putting, less than 6 strokes putting. Everyone's going to be like, oh, if Siwoo can just find the flat stick, he's going to have a good round. Guys, it's not that easy. Guys don't always just find the flat stick in one-off round. If you play golf, you're not owed anything on the greens. And Siwoo knows he's not owed anything on the greens. It could just be a bad putting week for Siwoo. I don't want to chase a bad putter. I'd rather ride a lucky good putter, because we see it. We see guys have luck putters for 2-3 rounds. So I'd rather ride a lucky one than try to chase the flip, because the flips don't come as often as we'd like them to. So I'm probably out on Siwoo here. This one, Matt Fitzpatrick, he is gaining 3 strokes off the tee, losing 10 strokes on approach. There's no way that's a real number. I need to go look at Matt Fitzpatrick right now, because this is quite concerning. Okay, he's losing 5.6. So those Data Golf numbers aren't necessarily fully caught up yet. Still, nonetheless, Matt Fitzpatrick losing 5.6 strokes on approach, driving the piss out of it. That's kind of what I saw from him this week. And I know that this approach number is not that bad. He is not nearly that far off with the irons. So if Matt can just have I'm sure his true approach delta will be solid tomorrow. So go look at Fitz's true approach delta when the stone comes out. If it's anything near 0, anything near like -2, I'm in on Matt Fitzpatrick in that regard tomorrow. Who else? Who else is doing things okay and not popping where they could pop? Wow, what a stat line for Max Grazerman, and that kind of pads with the his scorecard today. Who's this right here? Andrew Putnam. So I don't mind this profile from Andrew Putnam. He's gaining about 2 strokes on approach, I would assume, minus 2 to 4 off the tee. A good short game, not the best putting. Andrew Putnam's a really good putter. He's never going to gain off the tee, but he'll gain in terms of accuracy. And the short game is fine with room to pop, and he's hitting his irons well. So Andrew Putnam is a really good golfer to potentially pop at super low ownership to pair with Scotty in the 6K range. I definitely like him a ton. So those are some guys that I think could pop, some glaring weaknesses. That leads us to the one golfer that I am on for tomorrow, and it is a guy by the name of Tommy Fleetwood. Tommy Fleetwood shot a 33 on the back nine to make the cut, finish 1 over for the tournament thus far. And look at this stat line. He's not doing anything great. He's not this bad at putting. This is a putter who will flip. And more than anything, I just like Tommy Fleetwood in backdoor scenarios. I do think he's gonna like mix at a harder rate this year and have less backdoors than he usually does. But nonetheless, we know Tommy Fleetwood is a perennial backdoor player. So whether it's tomorrow, whether it's Sunday, I expect that 5 under round from Tommy to come in difficult conditions because we know he does that. He does that better than a lot of people. Just bucks up on Saturday and Sunday when he's out of the tournament and posts like a nice top 5 finish. So Tommy Fleetwood is the one golfer I am on for tomorrow. As always, the song of the day for this stream is going to be Paradox by The Pretty Wild. Check it out. The playlist is already up to date, as you guys know. You guys are asking in the Discord. So that leaves us. That's the show. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will be back tomorrow, March 7th, for round 4 showdown. And as always, ship it. Peace out.